Hello everyone, so in this video, we're going to be comparing Coolify versus Dokku versus Dokploy versus Portainer and versus Cloudpanel. So as you can see, if you don't know what these five are, Coolify is basically a modern self-hostable Heroku with a Netlify and alternative with a UI. And Dokku on the other hand is the simplest self-hosted PaaS based on Docker and Git push. And Dokploy is an open source Heroku-like PaaS with a focus on simplicity and security. And Portainer, on the other hand, is a GUI for managing Docker containers and Swarm, Kubernetes, and a lot more. And finally, Cloudpanel is a free server control panel for PHP apps and services. So let's go over the pros and cons, starting with Coolify here. So the cons of it is that it has a beautiful UI. It supports Docker apps and databases, and has auto SSL with Git deploy. Now the cons of it is that it is very young and not as mature, and may be overkill for some apps. And Dokku on the other hand is lightweight, Git-based deploy, and plugin ecosystem, while the cons of it is that it is CLI focused and has a limited UI. For Dokploy on the other hand, the pros of it is that it is simple and has a minimal UI. It has auto SSL and domain setup, and has Docker plus Git support. Now the cons of it is that it is newer also, and has a smaller community, and is very young, and has limited advanced features. And Portainer on the other hand has a powerful UI, and works well with Docker, and easy container control. Now the cons of it is that it is not a PaaS, and no Git-based deployment system. And finally, Cloudpanel has a fast setup and optimized for PHP, and has a good UI and built-in monitoring. Now the cons of it is that it's limited to PHP stacks and less flexible than Docker-based tools. So which vendor is right for you? So you should choose Coolify for a full-featured modern self-hosted apps. Pick Dokku if you prefer a minimal CLI-based deployment, and go with Dokploy for a simpler, newer alternative to Coolify, and use Portainer for raw Docker management and not app deployment. And finally, use Cloudpanel for PHP-based focused web servers. And that is basically it. That is the difference between these five. So if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing.